As you begin your drawing, take a peek at the handout. There's quite a few different flower pot shapes. You're not stuck with just the one in step 2. Make sure you draw your flower pot nice and large, almost to the halfway point on your paper. Then take a peek at the handout that has all the different cacti. Space some over to the left, some over to the right. We'll see all of this cactus, and the remaining ones that you put in will be underlapping, so we won't see quite all of them. Make sure that you fill your space and draw nice and big. Add an interesting pattern to your pot as well.
If you choose to use India ink, make sure you have one of these really awesome placemats underneath. India ink is highly permanent, and if it sits on the table too long, it does stain. Same thing if it gets on your hands, it may just stain a little bit. No, I haven't washed yet, actually. And if it gets on your clothes, though, that's the zinger. It does not come out. So make sure your sleeves are up, and just be very mindful where your cup of ink is and where your hand is at all times. Please focus while you do India ink. We don't want any India ink oopsies. There's not going to be much in your cup. 1, if it spills, it makes a huge mess, and 2, you really don't use that much. We need a nice pointy small brush, so grab one that has the navy blue and yellow handle, and just dip the tip in your India ink. If you prefer, you could hold on to your cup, or you can rest it just on your placemat. The key to using the India ink and not getting a super fat line is to keep the paintbrush up on its toes. So when you're painting, keep it up on its toes. If you touch the metal part down to your paper, you're not going to have as much control, and that line's going to be too thick and start to overtake. Okay, I've kind of already started on here. This dries incredibly fast. Take your time. The nice thing about India ink is it pretty much flows forever, it seems, before you have to redip. Enjoy the process. Be mindful of where your hands and your ink are all the time. If you're struggling with this and you'd prefer to switch to Sharpie, that's A-okay. Your ink lines will look a smidge different than Sharpie. 1, they'll be even blacker. This stuff is like super black. And also,
the lines may be a little irregular, but that's part of the beauty of using the ink.
if you'd like to use the neon tempera cakes, you need a bowl of water and a paintbrush. And when you're applying this, you really need to swirl your paintbrush around in the paint. Don't need a whole lot of water, just enough to get the tip of your paintbrush wet. Probably use the smaller brushes for this project. And one color looks okay. It's very flat though. So if we want to add some depth and dimension to our cacti, wash your brush off. Pick another color. Now yellow and blue will work best with the green, because that adding yellow will make a yellow green, or adding blue will make a blue green. So my brush was clean. I added some blue. And now directly onto my paper, I can mix. And I'm just gonna do it along the edge here. I'll wash my brush. Let's try some yellow and see what happens. So maybe I'll add just a little bit of yellow over here to make a yellow green. Ooh, that's vibrant. So as you're painting, try to stay in the lines the best you can. And remember, blended colors will add just a little more dimension of color to yours than just the straight color.